Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Welcome to the Living Local Carolina Financial Friday Community Panel. I am very excited to be joined by some special guests today to talk all about the upcoming Myrtle Beach Bowl. So for starters, we have Dale Steele, who is a former college head football coach and is also an advisor with the Myrtle Beach Bowl. And we have Rachel Quigley, who is the executive director of the Myrtle Beach Bowl. So thank you both so much for joining me here today, and I am really looking forward to learning all about this year's bowl game. So for those at home who may not be familiar, what is a bowl game?
A bowl game is a postseason reward trip for college football teams. Typically, they have to win at least 6 games to be eligible to play in a postseason game.
Awesome. And for, the Myrtle Beach Bowl specifically, how do the different teams, I know you said they win 6 games, but how is it decided on which bowl game that they're going to participate in?
So it just depends year to year, but we have a couple of different conferences that we partner with. And again, based on the 6 wins, we pull from those conferences. We try to choose teams that typically travel well to the Myrtle Beach area.
Yeah, that's wonderful, because I know, the bowl game has such a huge impact on our economy. So it's great to be able to have schools that will come here and visit us, which, and their fans can kind of travel along as well. And this is the 4th year of the Myrtle Beach Bowl. So we've had the honor of having several different teams, come here and visit us. Rachel, can you give us a couple of details about some of the previous bowl games we've had?
Sure. So last year we had UConn and Marshall. Both teams traveled extremely well. We were so excited to have all of their fans here. They had a great time enjoying the Myrtle Beach area throughout the whole week. We got to show the teams around the area as well. So we're looking forward to December 3rd to find out which teams are going to be headed here this year.
Yeah, that's perfect. And you mentioned, so the teams for not only our bowl game, but all the different bowls will be announced on December 3rd?
Yes, they will on Selection Sunday.
Wonderful. And, with bowl games, it is kind of a community, so to say, and there are lots of different other bowls that you all are in partner with. Will you tell me, I guess, a little bit about some of the other bowl games that you guys kind of work closely with?
Sure. So ESPN Events owns 16 different bowl games all over the country. We have games in Montgomery, Orlando, Boston, out on the West Coast as well. So we partner with all those games, and we're able to share some information with each other and just best practices and how to improve our games each and every year.
That's wonderful. And, I know it's great with the Myrtle Beach Bowl being a fairly new bowl. It's great that you have other bowl games with executive directors that can kind of give you some advice to help you through that, I'm sure.
Absolutely. It's so helpful to be able to work with them and to have advisors like Dale here to really help lead us along the way.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say, and Dale, as a former head football coach, you have a different kind of insight to bowl games and what those are like. Can you tell us about some of the different ways that you help advise Rachel in the Myrtle Beach Bowl to make that experience fantastic?
We've been, and I say we as a family, and we've been to 9 different bowl games.
Wow.
And each one of them was a unique experience. It's also unique for the players involved in it, for the university administration, for everybody else, because every destination is slightly different when you plan to go there.
Yeah.
And so it's an exciting time when they're selected.
For sure.
When you find out and you get everybody in a room and somebody comes in and tells you that you're going to Myrtle Beach or to Birmingham or wherever, it's an exciting time. And then finding out who you're going to play.
For sure.
And then you begin your preparation. They'll come in here and do a site visit and get to go with Rachel and Tony and see all the things in Myrtle Beach to do and the things that are planned. Plus, the players just get to know the community.
Yeah.
If you're from Toledo, Ohio, and you get picked to come here, you may have never been to Myrtle Beach.
Right.
But you get to find out what Myrtle Beach is all about. You get to see it. So it's an exciting time. And each one of them has a slightly different flavor. When you go to Birmingham, when you go to Montgomery, when you go to Tampa, St. Pete.
Yeah.
And you get to come to a place like Myrtle Beach where the sun shines and You got a beach and you got all kinds of entertainment going on. It's an exciting reward for the players.
For sure, and I know, with part, like you said, it's a reward game, kind of, so to say. So for some of these teams that are used to colder weather, they get to come and join us here at the beach. And Rachel, I know over the past couple of years, you've probably learned a couple things, on your own. What are some of the big takeaways that you've learned?
I think one of the biggest things is just making sure that the teams have enough downtime to actually get to enjoy the beach.
Yeah.
So we always pray for nice weather during bowl week, and the last couple of years the teams have been able to actually make it out to the beach. So that's super important to us.
That is fantastic. Have them join us here at the Grand Strand area and really see what we're all about. So when we come back from the break, we will talk a little bit more about the bowl game and everything that goes into planning it. Welcome back to the Living Local Carolina Financial Friday Community Panel. I am joined today by some very special guests to talk about the upcoming Myrtle Beach Bowl. Before the break, we were talking a little bit about some of the different players that are going to come in and get to enjoy the Grand Strand area and see all that we have to offer. But I know the Myrtle Beach Bowl really has a huge impact on the Grand Strand area and its economy. Rachel, will you tell us a little bit about the impact that the Myrtle Beach Bowl has?
Sure. So when the teams come here for bowl week, they're here for 4 nights. So they get a chance to go all around the area. They'll visit like Broadway at the beach, Market Common. They'll be staying at their hotels. They'll do some things on their own as well. So last year we were actually able to have an economic impact of over $5 million on the Grand Strand. Yes.
That's fantastic. And not only, the teams come in here, but you mentioned earlier, you hope, they bring a lot of fans with them. And I'm sure, that has a huge impact as well.
It does, yes. Last year we had over 12,000 fans in the stadium. They traveled here, they stayed, they enjoyed all of the entertainment in the area, the Christmas festivities. So it has a big impact on our community and all the local businesses.
Yeah, from a standpoint of players and coaches, normally when you play on a Saturday, you fly in, you land at the airport, you get on a bus, you go to a hotel,
right.
You eat, you meet, you get up the next morning, you eat a pregame meal, you go to the game and you play the game, and then you go straight back to the airport and get on an airplane.
Right.
So you don't get to see all the things that a city has to offer.
Yeah.
And all the things that go on. And it's just, it's an opportunity for expansion of somebody from up north coming down here and seeing what Myrtle Beach is all about, or somebody who's never been here. You'd be surprised at the number of young people that have not traveled much.
For sure.
We had players that had never been on an airplane,
right?
For example, and it offers an opportunity for the community to make great memories.
For sure.
As a young man, I remember, as a high school student, I remember going with my dad every year to the Blue Gray Classic, which is played in Montgomery, those are memories that you keep for the rest of your life. So it's an opportunity during the holidays to build relationships with your family and to have fun. And you may not know the players,
right.
but you may become a great fan of Georgia State or a great fan of Toledo, because all of a sudden you get to see these young people participate at a high level.
For sure, and there's no better time for a trip than the holiday season. Mm-hmm. And I know you briefly talked about, the players stay at a hotel and they go to restaurants and they go to some of our different attractions. Will you kind of talk about some of those aspects that go into putting a bowl game together?
Sure, so we work with a number of different community partners to make sure that we have enough hotel rooms for the teams, not only the teams, but the bands and the cheer that are coming into town. We work on some fan room blocks. We work with local restaurants and attractions to book specific events so that we have something that we can take to student athletes and all the coaching staff too while they're in town.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And kind of give them a little piece of us. And on top of the attraction aspect, there are a lot of other things that go into the bowl game other than just securing a location. I know you have the executive committee. Will you tell us a little bit about that and how they help?
Yes, so we have a great group of local business leaders that help us plan the Myrtle Beach Bowl, market the Myrtle Beach Bowl. They help us with sponsorships. Tim Carlisle is part of our executive committee.
Yes, our president and CEO.
And he's fantastic. They help us with making connections for sponsorships and a number of different things, but they're just a great group of people that help advise us.
For sure, and I know you briefly mentioned sponsorships, and Carolina Trust has been honored to be a sponsor of the Myrtle Beach Bowl for the past 3 years, and will be again this upcoming year. Can you kind of talk about some of the different sponsorship opportunities that you all have?
Sure. So we have anything from small local packages that donate tickets into the community up to something like you guys are doing, sponsoring the West Zone, the Carolina Trust at the West Zone. So there's a variety of different things, TV commercials, TV signage, signage in the stadium, opportunities to be involved with some of the student athlete events and the pep rallies. So we get creative.
Yeah, for sure. And the bowl game is aired on ESPN, correct?
Yes, it is.
So that's a great exposure point for all of the local businesses who may be interested. And when we come back from the break, we will talk about some of the other elements of the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Welcome back to the Living Local Carolina Financial Friday Community Panel, where we are talking all about the upcoming Myrtle Beach Bowl. And of course, there is a lot of excitement surrounding the Myrtle Beach Bowl, but you all do a variety of events throughout the year to kind of build up some of the hype. Will you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so we host a golf tournament typically in the fall where we invite all of our executive committee sponsors, partner conferences to come down to Myrtle Beach and golf with us. So that's a wonderful day in the fall. And then in the summer, we also host a youth clinic at Doug Shaw Stadium, which is free to the community. We'll be hosting it again this summer. It's just a great time to be able to invite all of the youth in the community to come out and join us, get to work with some of the local high school football coaches and former NFL football players.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
I'll say our president and CEO, Tim Carlisle, and I both got to attend the clinic last year, and it was such a fantastic event to watch these young adults kind of get to see college players at the bowl game and then, get their own experience on the field, which is, of course, super exciting. And with the Myrtle Beach Bowl coming up, Rachel, will you tell us a little bit about the details?
So there's a lot going on, but the teams will arrive on Tuesday, December the 12th, and then the game will be played on Saturday, December the 16th at 11 a.m. out at Coastal. So tickets are going on sale on Sunday, December 3rd, on Selection Sunday. So as soon as you hear those teams announced, jump on and grab your tickets. But we're really excited for this year.
For sure.
That'll be an exciting day for the young people involved, because usually what you do is the athletic department has a big room set up.
Yeah.
And they'll have a big TV screen, and as the selections come down, the young people will cheer and get excited, and it really is an exciting time for young people to find out where they're going and what the reward is for the hard work that they put in for the whole year. But it's super as a former coach, and to be able to watch them enjoy. They don't know where they're going,
right? And
finding out, well, we're going to Myrtle Beach. Wow, it's a warm place. We're at Western Michigan or Central Michigan, and we're getting to go to a warm, a warm climate.
For sure. I'm sure that's really exciting. And it's good to know, too, because we, as sponsors of the Myrtle Beach Bowl, I feel like we're also doing the same thing where we're all kind of sitting around like, who are we going to get? Who's going to come? And, being so close to Coastal Carolina University, you always look to see if there's someone in our conference that we play regularly that, we have already kind of gotten to know their fan base when they come, to know if they're going to come. And so it's great to know that on the students' perspective and the team side that they're kind of doing the same thing. Just everybody's sitting around waiting for the excitement.
And then once that's done, the coaches will go right back to work, and it's still a business trip for them.
Right.
So at some point they're going to have to find a way to have fun during those 4 days and still work to win the game. which is also exciting. They're excited about that opportunity to win one more game.
For sure. And for the students, luckily after their game's over, they kind of get to go to Christmas break. So it's like this big fun trip right before the end. And Rachel, I know this is the fourth Myrtle Beach Bowl. What are some of the things that you have learned over the past 3 years of hosting the bowl that you are looking forward to taking into this year?
Well, we've learned so much over the last 4 years, and we've met so many great people in the community. I think one of the biggest things that we've learned is just getting out in the community, making sure people are aware that we're here and what we're doing, and it's an opportunity for people to bring their families out to Coastal for another game.
Yeah.
Maybe they've attended Coastal games all season. Maybe they get to come check out a couple new teams. But that's probably the biggest thing, is just how great and how supportive people in our community are of our event.
For sure. And I know once you have a role in the Myrtle Beach Bowl, it is something that you want to share with the community and you want to see more community presence. And as we head into year 4 and into the future, what are some things that you hope to see happen to the Myrtle Beach Bowl?
I think the biggest thing for us is just bringing more people out to the stadium to get to enjoy the Myrtle Beach Bowl. We want local people to come. We want the fans of both teams to come. We want college football fans to come join us. So if we could one day fill out the stadium, Brooks Stadium, that would be fantastic. That would be our dream.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you both so much for joining me today and for giving all of the insight from a player and coach's perspective, and for giving us all the details that we need for the upcoming bowl game. And we will see you next time.